People
coming.
have buddies. Everyone has. Guys and girls have buddies.
Yeah.
I'm almost everyone I know.
Individuals have mates everybody has folks and young ladies, have pals nearly everybody I know has had one in the past. When Joe needed to be companions with me, I resembled you should be gay. Like how could you need to be companions with another man that didn't sound good to me? And afterward Joe never has attempted to kiss me didn't they say that he everyone people gracious, definitely he banged everyone no doubt. And afterward it came out he was banging the person with the huge 3D square very much like some mystery. Shit's continued for all eternity, he goes yet, it's nothing, it's for the most part where folks hang out they say that in the event that you can make 000 an hour beating folks off better believe that began as like a Joe Rogan, has uncovered how youthful new entertainers are constrained by their more established guide entertainers to have gay associations with them, and are additionally urged to be phony in their whole vocation, bringing about a ton of rage developing inside them, causing them despots and anti-heroes behind the camera, as they to grow up could truly make it they becoming bad dreams, cause they need to rebuff individuals for such a long time, they were uncertain for such a long time, where they weren't getting picked for such a long time years you. __. Bits of didn't perceive my ability. He said these entertainers are coached to be phony, since they should be picked for work, thus they should be on the great side of everyone with entertainers. Everything revolves around getting that individual in the room who's the other projecting specialist or the maker to like them, that is all it is, so Puma right. Additionally brought up that these tutors fork the youthful entertainers into unusual sexual exercises for the sake of aiding them. They're both sexually open, they do bizarre things in their home, and young fellows have gone out shouting to move away from them in their mentorship. Left that housing shouting August, the one in particular that remained. And I surmise he was truly debilitated. He wanted the assistance realm entertainer Bree. Sheer is one of the individuals who had a sketchy coach, whom he generally looked awkward around. So you know he's encircled by a ton of solidarity, he's encircled by a ton of adoration. And he should simply add discipline, and he going to be okay. And we as a whole skill terrible, he wound up subsequent to making it in the business. Up first this evening, we're following letting it be known in the capture of Thrasher Dark, one of the stars of the hit show domain. This evening we're seeing long stretches of new video from his July capture, that finished with his better half waving to police. So how precisely do the more seasoned entertainers power the more youthful ones into gay issues? Let us get into it. For a really long time, there have been various charges that guarantee that more established men in Hollywood were mishandling new entertainers for popularity. And flourishing in the business, in his digital recording, Joe Rogan asserted that these new entertainers wound up with rough characters as they filled in the business, because of all they have been persevering under their coaches. To get where they are could truly make it they becoming bad dreams skew. They need to rebuff individuals for such a long time, they were unreliable for such a long time, where they weren't getting picked for such a long time you. __. Bits of didn't perceive my ability Panther, who has been uncovering mysteries from the business. Additionally, guaranteed that previous Realm star Bri Transparent Dim ran out of the Smiths' home because of how the couple were purportedly treating him, in spite of the way that Will Smith had encouraged Dim as his tutor, very much like Joe Rogan had asserted Dim wound up with a not all that great character in the wake of acquiring distinction. And he turned out to be captured on different occasions for attack, as per authoritative reports got by TMZ cops in Maricopa, Arizona, were called by a lady guaranteeing that she and Dim were seeing each other, yet telling the official his way of behaving was raising, and she was worried for her security from the records. The lady asserted Dim threw a crate of food at her and pulled her hair, and she likewise enlightened cops concerning different examples where he'd yell at her throughout the long-term. Dim has had different spats with policing a homegrown related aggravation. And he even supposedly neglected to illuminate his post-trial supervisor about these episodes before this offense. Dim had confessed in 2021 to crime-disturbed attack following a deadlock with a specialized squad at his home the prior year. As a feature of his arrangement, Dim was condemned to 10 days in district prison and was put on 3 years probation. For somebody who had such an astounding profession, how could he end up where he did? Was it long periods of fury working inside him that had ejected? Perhaps what we cannot deny is that youthful entertainers are being bugged both intellectually and physically by their alleged tutors and individuals they gaze upward to, and this was demonstrated by the situation of Kevin Spacey. Standing up right after the charge of inappropriate behavior against Kevin Spacey, male entertainers expressed maltreatment against young men and young fellows is untouchable yet unavoidable in the business, as per entertainers and legal counselors who are making some noise about wrongdoing and provocation. Hollywood has a widespread and inescapable issue of men manhandling young men and other young fellows. It's an exceptionally no subject, said Alex Winter, an entertainer and chief, who said he was a casualty as a pre-high schooler kid entertainer. I don't know about any young men in any pocket of media outlets that don't experience some type of savage conduct. It's truly not a protected climate. Spacey was blamed for making undesirable advances towards Star Journey entertainer Anthony Rapp, who says he was 14 years of age at the hour of the supposed occurrence in 1986. As per Anthony, Spacey, who was 26 at the time, lay on top of him and attempted to tempt him. Spacey apologized after BuzzFeed distributed Rapp's claims, saying he didn't recollect the experience, and that in the event that he had done what Rapp depicted, it would have been profoundly unseemly smashed conduct to demolish his case. Spacey additionally officially emerged as gay in the very proclamation, a move that offended LGBT activists and entertainers who said it was a brutal diversion that hurt by connecting his sexuality to a claim of misuse, energizing the homophobic fantasy that gay men are hunters no matter what his sexuality. Spacey actually did how he treated the young man, and he could have neglected, yet Anthony has needed to reside with that his whole life. To some, the Spacey contention has been an excruciating update that youthful gay entertainers can be especially helpless against abuse, and that powerful men use their ability to mishandle the two men and ladies. It's an unavoidable issue in Hollywood, said Los Angeles lawyer Tony Jamila, who has addressed men in media outlets in provocation cases. She said that men can be pressured into sex or attacked in proficient settings and are frequently reluctant to stand up. The normal test is the anxiety toward not being accepted and the anxiety toward having what is happening pivoted against them to recommend that they are prompting it, or they are tracking down valuable chances to wrest their direction into a job. Anthony, who is an open-air gay entertainer known for his job in the first cast of The Melodic Lease, said he was constrained to stand up following the torrential slide of provocation claims against filmmaker Harvey Weinstein, whose conduct has been called a loosely held bit of information. No happenstance cases of sexual unfortunate behavior surfaced because of the dooming charges. Harvey Weinstein confronted the story, pushed discussions about unfortunate behavior and provocation to the bleeding edge in Hollywood, as well as in the way of life at large. Specifically, it exposed the complicated issue of how gay men cooperate with each other in Hollywood, a discussion that still can't seem to arrive at a similar breaking point. Gloria Allred, the women's activist lawyer who took on Donald Trump and Bill Cosby, said in a meeting that she had handled various calls from potential clients following the Spacey charges, with most guaranteeing their culprits were men with enormous status in Hollywood. Badgering of gay men in the business is wild, she said, adding it's as significant an issue for what it's worth with ladies. Anthony Rapp's story ignited banter about whether badgering and even youth maltreatment of men were likewise loosely held bits of information in Hollywood. Wilson Cruz, a gay entertainer who played Rapp's affection interest in Star Trek, Likewise talked about being pestered at a gay, lesbian, and straight training organization grants occasion, saying more established men of honor. Made offers when he was youthful, adding, I didn't take them up on it, yet it was awkward, he was in his late 20s. And he felt that by not drawing any planned to lose his vocation, since it's been unobtrusively acknowledged as the standard in a ton of ways. Gay entertainer Charlie Carver, known for the extras, and adolescent Wolf, suggested his own encounters at a similar occasion, saying I'm not an alien to it. This will ideally open up a conversation about men and power elements overall. Perhaps it has to do with applying manliness. Eliza Truebetter Gilson's chiefs said she was thankful to hear them stand up in our way of life. There is an additional cone of disgrace and quietness around young men and men who experience badgering that can keep them from getting help. Tyler Grasham likewise confronted conventional allegations that he attacked and annoyed youthful male entertainers in late dates. Finn Wolford, the 14-year-old entertainer, who